I have to do? Am I gonna get wet? It was a mess up in here. I'm pretty sure all the bulkheads ripped out. I'm pretty sure our boat's probably almost what they would call totaled. Nice, nice barracuda. We're sailing good, bad, and ugly. 3 years ago, we bought our boat off Craigslist for $5,000. I'm Kristen, and this is Matt. We are known to break the rules and do things a little less traditional. Hit subscribe to join the adventure. Thanks to our patrons for keeping us going. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. The winds have finally gone down and we're super excited. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. we are planning to leave to an island we've been wanting to go to for a very long time.
Yes, we've been scraping for what seems like forever now to get to this beautiful island paradise. And tomorrow the wind's going to lay down under 20 knots, so we're going to go ahead and boogie. So what we're thinking is, instead of making big tacks out in the morning, we're thinking, because even though the wind is calling for east-northeast, I know that local knowledge has taught me, being here, that the wind comes off of the land, straight off the land in the early mornings and things like that, so at nighttime. So I'm thinking that we'll be able to sail that 10 miles straight down the coast tomorrow before we have to start putting in our tacks, and hopefully that's true. But I think even with tacking, it's 25 miles in a straight line. I think we can keep it under 50 miles and keep it under a day trip. Hopefully the weather isn't too treacherous.
So where are we going?
I guess we're going to Vieques.
Finally, guys, the land next to Puerto Rico. It's part of Puerto Rico. I heard there's wild horses. I don't know yet. I'm trying not to look too much into it, because sometimes if you look into places, it's a little different. It's a little skewed from social media. So I want to see it with my own two eyes.
Yeah, I want to see some wild horses. Alright, rise and shine, you beautiful. It's 6 a.m. Let's get the heck up out of here.
Down by the river all through the night, watching the stars and the city lights. Right from the start, said we never grow apart, dear Wichita. You wanted me to know, never ever let you go, dear Wichita.
Alright guys, so it's 8:30. I decided I was gonna try to motor a little bit more to this anchorage because the wind is straight out of where we're heading. Been choppy, so I said, oh, I'll just hammer down the motor, but the sailing gods said that is not to be, and for some reason my marine gear fell out of gear and now it's not working. So I'm out here sailing, bobbing around. We're getting the same speed, I'm just going pretty far off course. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I went ahead and put my line out. I'm in about 6,000 feet of water. Looks like there's some slight humps coming up that run up to like a few hundred feet. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if maybe we can get that wahoo today. so we put an attack. I'm on my northerly tack here, creeping along 4.5 knots, 5 here and there. I'm trying to keep it as close to the wind since I'm in a tic-tac-toe fest again. But it's going pretty well, pretty smooth. The waves aren't as bad going northerly because the waves are kind of coming from the east, so we bash into them when we tack the other way.
But they're big today.
They're pretty chunky. They're not too big. It's like 3 to 5, but they're right on top of each other. Every 2 feet there's a wave, so it's pretty punchy going the other way. I'm sure we'll get some video of that later. But now I'm just cruising, and as you can see, I can't see my compass. What I do is I look through the square of my bimini right here, and I just keep one mountain in the square, and that seems to keep me more or less on course.
Alright guys, it's a beautiful day out, and a little buddy, I think, just landed on our bimini. Let's see if he's still up there. So I don't know why, but this little buddy has it looks like two tracking anklets or bracelets on his little feet. So, strange. I wonder what that means. If you guys know what that means, leave it in the comments down below. But I could hear his little feet tapping on the solar panels.
Barracuda, it looks like.
Oh no! Maybe it's better than a barracuda. Don't be negative.
With that amount of water, it has to be barracuda. Dang it! Got us a cooter. Cooter boy.
Nice barracuda.
Look at them Tevises. We're gonna turn them loose.
The ocean is near, but you dug a hole and buried my fear. And we scattered like trees, sometimes in line, but I'm down all the time. You wait, but still it's trouble by trouble by trouble by trouble too late.
Alright guys, it's the next morning. It was a exhausting sail. It was a mess up in here. I'm pretty sure all the bulkheads ripped out. I'm pretty sure our boat's probably almost what they would call totaled. And we're alive though. And you know what? That bird hitched a ride. He luckily got here safe, and we're safe, so we can't complain that much.
Yeah, you know the weather ain't no good when birds start landing on your boat under full sail. I'm throwing in tacks, and that bird was just like, no, I'm not leaving. The last time we had a bird land on our boat was in the middle of Hurricane Isaias. So the weather ain't good if the birds are coming on your boat. You could take that Captain Maddie's stat to the bank. But either way, it was kind of rough getting here. A lot of jumping around with the boat. Bulkheads, like she said, came loose. It was a creaky night last night, and I tightened them all up, and we're here at this beautiful anchorage now, and it was worth it.
Look at the beautiful water, Matt. Look at the beautiful blue water.
I see it.
See? We're in a beautiful anchorage, and this is the farthest we have ever sailed. Finally got to Vieques, and it's a beautiful tropical area, and I'm sure that there's going to be wild horses and many adventures to come.
Alright guys, so I want to show you a little thing today. Our motor quit running, our engine quit running while we were sailing, and it just cut out, it died. Some storms were going by, so we had the motor for a little bit, and it was going, everything was going great, and then it just went dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, and died. And
what did it do?
it went dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, and died. Remix. One thing I'll say in my experience of marine life, whether it's your outboard or whether it's your inboard diesel, Usually it's fuel related. Don't panic. It's easy when your motor shuts off and you're slamming headfirst into 5-foot waves to be like, oh no, we're gonna die out here. But don't panic. It's usually just your fuel, and we don't carry much diesel. We only carry probably 8 gallons we had on this trip. So when you're sloshing around in seas like that, it's easier to get air in your fuel feed line, and that's probably what happened. So I'm gonna show you how to bleed that air out today, at least on my boat, and maybe it'll give you some thoughts on how to do it on your boat. Everyone's is a little bit different, so this is how I do it on mine. Check it out. Okay, so once you've found your fuel line, it's pretty simple. Grab your wrench, get the right size, I don't know, wrench report, whatever that's called, and make sure you have a napkin and a bottle handy to catch what's going to be squirting out, because it will squirt. Once I get that loosened up, I'm going to have Kristen flick the switch to get the fuel pumping through and get the air out of the line. Alright, so now it's time to flick the switch to my fuel pump. Okay, so you just let that flow until all the air is out. As you can see, I had solid diesel fuel leaking out there.
If there's air in it, it skips.
If there's air in it, it'll usually hiss, it'll make little bubbles. When you're getting full fuel, it means you're probably pretty much good to go. So that's all our problem was. It's usually pretty simple, pretty easy to do. Even in the seas that we were in, I was able to do it pretty easily and get the motor running. So don't panic, just bleed your fuel line. We're out here at this beautiful exotic anchorage, and I was thinking I want to do something fun. Kristen's always making me do crazy stuff, so I was thinking about making her do something a little bit out of her comfort zone.
Oh, great. What is that?
I'm gonna go set it up, and then you're gonna see later.
Oh no. What do I have to do? Am I gonna get wet in this? It's right now it seems like it's 30 knots of wind out there, so I'm really not looking forward to getting splashed.
Well, you're gonna have to just wait and see.
So I've seen this on Instagram, so I'm gonna do it for the gram. If I fall in, I'm gonna be really mad, but it's for the gram. So let's see how this goes for me. I don't really know how to get into it, and I don't really trust it too well, but let's try it out.
Well, luckily for you, it's not too windy today. So, you know, it should be nice and easy. All right, let's go. Put your foot in it.
No! I'm gonna fall!
Make your foot do what your hand is doing right now.
I gotta kick up and I'm balancing. Now what?
Hold the poles with your hands, pull it in, get both feet in, and slowly, gently lower your lower torsion down. It is scary.
Should I let go?
You gotta let go. Oh God, hold on real quick.
Okay, I just a little. It's making noises. Are you sure that end's tied on? Matt, are you sure? I'm terrified. I know it's just water down here, but you know, it's scary. I did it, guys. I'm still not letting go though. Like this is gonna save me or something. All right, real relaxing, guys. All right, guys, so this is how the cool kids do it living on a boat, you know? They pull their hammock out and you just get above this nice turquoise water. But I don't know how it is. It's kind of rolly in this anchorage, so I'm pretty scared, to be honest. But maybe now I just need a cocktail. Where's my butler boy? Butler boy!
Alright guys, so as you could see earlier, as Kristen was saying, it's pretty windy here. So I'm going to put out an extra anchor. And a lot of times when I do this, because as we all know I like to free dive a lot and go down there and try to catch some fishes and some lobsters, I do a couple exercises with my anchor, with my secondary anchor. It probably weighs about, I don't know, 40, 50 pounds between the chain and the anchor. And there's a couple exercises that I like to do. These are good because they're going to make you feel more comfortable under the water when you're diving. And if you do have to put out another anchor and you don't have a dinghy and you don't have any way to pull it out and you need to pull yourself off a bank or do something emergency wise, you're going to feel more comfortable dragging your anchor around and fighting with it underwater. So two-prong attack keeps you in shape and it makes you feel more comfortable dealing with anchors and diving and playing with stuff underwater.
So before we end this video, I just wanted to talk about an update on our fridge system. As you guys saw in a previous video, I was super excited about my ice cream, but I think I was getting too excited too fast. We seem to be having problems with the fridge. It just jumps around a lot on temperatures. So we kept this one as the freezer and this one as the fridge, and then out of nowhere, the temperatures will switch, and then all of a sudden we'll look and this one's starting to freeze all of our regular things and our other things are defrosting, going into fridge mode. So before we installed our batteries, we thought maybe it was because it was dented when we got it, maybe it was damaged, maybe we didn't have enough power going at that time, but now we've gotten our batteries and we've been testing it for a while and it's still bananas. So if you guys have any tips, I'd like to hear them. Maybe it is broken. I don't want to buy a new fridge if it's something that's not the fridge's problem and it's something about maybe our electric or something. Right now we're running it on AC. The DC cord was kind of weird and it wasn't working properly, so I don't know. Give us some tips. Maybe it's obviously we can't freeze. It is a step above a cooler, but it's not freezing properly. It goes all over the place. They can't keep the temperatures right, but we'll see you guys next week on the next video. Make sure you guys hit subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys next week.